touchdown. Deshaun Simpkins with the snag.
Looking left to Sims Marshall. Home run down for Jalen Marshall. He's got a touchdown.
Week 13 here on tap of this high school football season, along with Archer's uncle, Kevin Zilch. I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Plus. Kev, it's the third round of the playoffs tonight, and both teams are on a roll. Let's start first with Piqua. They got a fantastic running back.
Yeah, Jasiah Medley, in the backfield right now, 1,800 yards on the year. He's going to go for that 2,000-yard mark tonight, and he might get there but he's got to go through a really tough Edgewood defense and offense here tonight.
On the other side for Edgewood, boy, they've got a big-time home run threat at the wingback spot.
Brandon Sullivan, when you have that type of speed at the wingback position in the wing T offense, I'll tell you what, look out for that home run ball, especially when you least expect it to happen.
It's Edgewood and Piqua, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the opening kickoff when we return here on Chatterbox Plus. We'll give you the starting lineups tonight, powered by Cintas. Over 1 million businesses rely on Cintas, so get Cintas and get ready for the workday. Edgewood won the toss tonight. They have chosen to receive, so we'll give you the starting offense here for the Edgewood Cougars. In with the record of 9-2, they've won 9 in a row. Their head coach is Scott Clemens in his 10th year at Edgewood, 59-45, 25 years overall in coaching. Eli Jones is the quarterback at 6'1", 175, and a senior. Wing T offense, the fullback is Tavion Crosby. Jaquan Daly is running back in the lineup, as well as Braden Sullivan. The wide receiver is Lane Howell. Evan Schwartz is the tight end. The tackles tonight are Luke Halsey and Cohen Moore. Jake Adkins and Radical Rothermel are the guards. C.J. Stottlemyre is the center. On defense for Piqua, in with a record of 12-0, 9-0, the champions in the MVL this year. Bill Nees in his 29th year, 218 wins, won the state title in 2006. Four-man lineup up front. It's Tate Adams and Landon Hare, the defensive ends. Caleb Lyons and Anson Cox, the defensive tackles. The linebackers are Sam Schmeezing, Bryson Roberts, Tanner Kemp, and Devin Finley. The defensive backs, Jasiah Medley, Aiden Meyer, and Braden Strayer. Time now to zero in with Zilch.
That's right. Tonight's keys of the game for Piqua. Really, it's number one, get the ball in the hands of the playmakers right now, and that's Jasiah Medley, over 1,800 yards. We talked about before. He'll go for 2,000 here tonight. And then continue to win the turnover battle. They're plus 15 overall on the year so far in turnover margin, so continue to win that. And then you got to limit the penalties if you're Piqua. That's probably the lone black spot for this Piqua team. 87 penalties on the year, 817 yards. For Edgewood, continue to play stout defense. They've only allowed more than 15 points in the last 8 weeks. That's amazing. So if they continue to do that, they will win here tonight. And then continue to play to the strength of the wing T, and that's win the time of possession, and then use that speed of Brandon Sullivan at the wingback position. And those are my keys of the game.
Just mere seconds away from the start of this one. The return men, you see Riley Payne out there towards the back end, out at the 1-yard line, as well as Brick Barker. I think Braden Sullivan's in that rotation here as well, one of the up men tonight. To kick will be Jackson Tromley for Piqua. We are just about set to go here from Highcamp Stadium, from Premier Health Field here in Huber Heights. Less than ideal conditions. We are expecting rain tonight. We are still dry so far. 43 degrees here at game time. Winds south-southwest at 12 miles an hour, though. We're looking at the flagpoles, and it's not too bad here to start things off here for this regional semifinal in Region 8. Piqua and Edgewood, and away we go! The return man from the 3. 10 out to the 20-yard line. Has a seam momentarily out to the 25-yard line, and that's where we'll get started. 1st and 10 tonight here for the Edgewood Cougars.
Well, we'll get to see a wing T clinic here tonight, Jeff. They've been running this wing T at Edgewood for a very long time, over 15 years. So they are very good at it, and we're about to see it right here.
The quarterback, as we had mentioned, is Eli Jones. On the season, a 47.5% passer, 928 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a passer rating of 162.2. And the run play comes to the right. Jaquan Daly has some... Lost the ball out at the 38, and Piqua has it on the first play. Well, big run for Daly. A first down run, but he let it go at the end of the play, and it's a turnover, and Piqua will get their first opportunity on offense.
He had the seam. He had a great seam and a great pickup there. Again, you'll see here, or just saw it on the replay, just squirted right out. Huge momentum shift just after one play here at Dayton Wayne High School.
Well, and great field position. So run out of the pistol, and the give to the running back up the middle. Big yards on first down. The quarterback is Brady Uhl at 6'1", 175 pounds, a junior. The running back, Jasiah Medley, as you heard in the open. Bryson Roberts is a split end. Corey Miller, the slot, and Ryan Brown is the flanker. Colton Booker is the H-back. We'll give you the rest here in just a second. Second and short. And the run to the right. Big yards and turning the corner. A first down out to the sideline goes Bryson Roberts. Up front, it's Anson Cox and Wyatt Dobbins the tackles. Caleb Lyons and Jacob Foskell the guards. And Zach McGuire is the center. And partner, you got an eye on what's going on. Do we have an infraction?
Offense, number 4.
Tonight's umpire, and that voice that you heard, is Greg Gumpf. Daniel Loy is the umpire. The line judge is Adam Barnes. Jason Edler is the linesman. Kerry Allian is the back judge. The center judge is Dalen Myrick. We'll give you the defensive starters for Edgewood here next. So on the penalty, and it comes out to the side. And a move up front. A heck of a move for the slot man, Corey Miller, to get the first down back.
Well, that's exactly what they needed to do. You know, unfortunate penalty there on the big game. But, yeah, that's exactly right. Get that penalty yardage back to the original line of scrimmage now. Now you can go to work and you're back on schedule.
They will move the change. 3-man front for Edgewood. Caden Flick, Josh Geist, and Seth Neal. The linebackers are Carter Smith and Braden Smith on the outside, Wyatt Walker and Radical Rothermel on the inside. We'll give you the defensive backs after this play. The quarterback keeping off the left side into space inside the red zone. First down coming up. The defensive backs tonight, Lane Howell and Brody Hembry are the corners. Jake Valerio is strong safety. Brick Barker is the free safety. And we got a flag on this play as they try to move in a little too quick.
Flag immediately came from the back judge. Wait and see what this is.
So it's on the defense. So more damage, and Edgewood a little out of sorts after giving up a turnover on the first play from scrimmage tonight. It's not first and goal, by the way. It is, it's first and short, we'll call it. And they give up the middle off the left side and into the teeth of the defense. It really looked like Medley was trying to gain something there. He might have gotten a yard.
Well, for the first time in this series, you saw really the Edgewood defense kind of play at home. They settled themselves down, played heel depth there, and they were able to make the tackle at the line of scrimmage, something they really hadn't done yet in the 3 very fast-hitting plays that Piqua was put on them.
Second down, we'll call it 4. They need the 4 for the line to gain, just inside the 8-yard line. Medley again off the right side has the first down, or is close to it. Inside the 5-yard line, right off the right side, right behind his right guy, Wyatt Dobbins.
And it looks like they did pick up that first down. One thing I'm noticing on these first couple plays for Piqua, the pulling of the guards. I mean, almost every single play they are pulling somebody, even in that pistol formation. And I'll tell you what, they've been doing great cleanup work for
Medley's in the backfield with Uhl. And the quarterback keeping to the goal line. Is he in? He is short by about a half a yard. Just inside the left guard, Caleb Lyons, and it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
Well, they kind of used Medley as a decoy there on that one, and then Brady took it himself. So a great job of using your star athlete as kind of that decoy. Everybody's looking, that's where you're going to go. Instead, they keep it with the quarterback.
Bull came into this ball game with 510 yards rushing. They go full house. And the push right up the middle, touchdown! 6-0 Piqua. The top seed strikes first.
Well, Jasiah Medley, I'll tell you what, he's done it all year long, and really behind the backs of his linemen. Caleb Lyons there, the left guard, and Anson Cox, the left tackle, right there. Just gets a great push, just like a hot knife through butter, man, right into the end zone.
So beg your pardon, it was Medley and not Uhl from a yard out as we await the point after. We're still kind of getting situated here. Jackson Trombley for the point after. The kick is away and good. 7-0 Piqua. A 1-yard plunge for Jasiah Medley, who's the player of the year in the Miami Valley League, at least one of them. That is his 33rd rushing touchdown this season.
I'll tell you what, I mean, you just want to talk about a dominant player in the backfield when you're able to rush like that. And really, you got to also kind of attribute that to a lot of what his offensive line does. And you saw it there on that first series. The way they pull the guards and the way their guards are able to pull around and hit the defenders at the right position to create the lanes for Medley to run in. That's what it's all about right there. So another fantastic series for Piqua. If you're Edgewood, just got to pump the brakes, settle down, take a deep breath. All right, let what happened happen, all right, and just move forward. But everybody's just got to take a deep breath for Edgewood. It's a lot of football left to play in this one.
7-play drive that goes 38 yards. It takes 3 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock, capped off by Medley's touchdown plunge. The point after by Trombley is good. 7-0 Piqua. So they are the top seed, the Indians are. And by the way, this is the second straight week that Edgewood has to face a team called the Indians. They beat Stebbins a week ago, 52-15. Trombley with the kick. A low liner into the end zone touchback. So a big strong leg for Jackson Trombley. And it's 7-0 here for Piqua. And want to tell you that tonight's game is powered by EAS Sportswear, a proud sponsor of Edgewood Athletics. For all your apparel needs, contact EAS Sportswear at 513-988-1327 or visit them at 825 West State Street, Suite A in Trenton. So Edgewood down 7-0. They'll start in the wing tee and now reshift and go strong to the right. They go to the fullback up the middle for a couple of yards. So that's Tavion Crosby, who's one of the Thunder guys, if you will, in the backfield. He and Jaquan Daly, both 1,000-yard rushers this year.
Oh, and that's what they do. They bring that Thunder right up the middle, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to chunk away 3-4-yard gains just like that all night long. That's the way this offense is designed.
The run play to the left and a first down. Big to run to the outside. So that's Crosby once more, his second straight carry.
So one thing I'm noticing, Piqua is putting 7 guys in the box really tight, okay, to try and take away that Thunder up the middle. And you see it right there. That's what's going to open up these edge lanes for guys like Crosby and Sullivan off the edge. That's one of my keys to the game, was hit the edge. So we'll have to see if Piqua starts loosening that up a little bit as they continue to attack that.
Pickup of 9, and again they go to the fullback, up the middle, into the secondary, and Crosby again has the first down. So one of the things that's been apparent here, even on the first play from scrimmage where they lost it on a turnover, big yards on the run. And they move the chains, 1st and 10 at the 43.
I mean, they're picking up chunk after chunk after chunk, and right there they had 9 in the box, and they still ran right up the middle. They
go twins in the backfield. Jaquan Daly off the left side for a few yards. Running behind that left side of Luke Halsey and Jake Atkins.
And one thing you're noticing here right now, just with the way that Edgewood runs this wing T, they are very disciplined in the backfield. You're going to see them with a lot of fakes, and they're just very disciplined with the way they perform. And that's a tribute to that these kids have been running this type of style of offense their entire grade school careers, all the way up through middle school until they get to high school. That's a great thing about this Edgewood program.
I'll pick up a point. As you can see, again, twins in that backfield, side by side. And they give to the first man through, and another first down. So again, they go to Tavion Crosby, the fullback, at 5'11", 220 pounds, just a junior. So he's got another year here with this program, and if you are Scott Clemens, you are licking your chops.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You have a junior that's able to perform like that, you know, his junior year. You can only imagine what he gets another weight room year under his belt. I mean, the sky's the limit for him.
And again, they go twins in the backfield, and it's a bootleg right for the quarterback. The throw for Jones, incomplete and nearly picked off. Drawing a bead on it was one of the defensive backs, Jasiah Medley, who obviously we had talked about scoring the first touchdown of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. He's all over the place. And that was really just, you know, a classic bootleg waggle type play where you're going to draw your receivers across the field. And, man, I'll tell you what, he's got to deliver the ball a little bit quicker than that. I think he felt the pressure from the backside getting to him. In that case, you just got to throw it out of bounds and live to fight another down.
They break out of the huddle, down 7-0. After Medley scored first for Piqua. And again, they go to that twin lineup. They go to the double on the reverse. Minimal yards up the middle. So it looked like, again, some trickeration in the offensive backfield.
So it looked like Crosby actually got the original handoff, handed it to Jaquan Daly up the middle. Didn't pick up much, though.
I believe that was 27 on that one. Brick Barker. We saw 27 at the bottom of the pile.
Okay.
And by the way, as you can see on your screen, you see the glare on your screen, in fact, when looking at the numbers. Those numbers are blotted out.
Yeah.
That is our view tonight here as well. They go to a single wide to the right, and they go back in that wing T, except, again, they go twins in the backfield. And they go to the first man through, Crosby for good yards and a first down. And this is something that you and I had talked about going into this one. It's about who's controlling the line tonight. And right now, as they roll behind Cohen Moore, the right tackle, and Radical Rothermel, who is such a leader on this team, they're getting good yardage.
Well, between Rothermel up there up front, and you're right, they're getting just great push up front. And if they continue to do that, they're unstoppable outside of really what they've done themselves, and that's fumble the football away.
They go single wide. And a big lineup, and Jaquan Daly looking for room, turns the corner. Close to a first down, out to the 25-yard line. Might be a little short of the line to gain. But a pickup of 9+ here on first down.
Just your typical student body left. I mean, you're pulling two guards. When you got those type of guys to run behind, and the way that they run, they get nice and low to the ground. I'll tell you what, it's like having a bulldozer out there, especially when you run to the boundary or to the sideline, forces those lanes and forces that running back to hit those lanes quicker.
They do move the chains, 1st and 10 at the 25. And they give up the middle. Crosby for good yards on first down, and back into the Cincinnati Reds red zone. For breaking news and behind-the-scenes content, follow the Reds on social. You can find them on Twitter @Reds.
Well, I said that you're going to see a wing T clinic tonight. Right now, Edgewood has put it on their second drive, chunking away just massive amounts of time off the clock, and they're getting easily 4 to 5 yards a pop, if not more, on this drive alone.
Crosby in the backfield with Jaquan Daly. And they give to the first man through. And again, a whole bunch of Tavion Crosby here on this 11th play of this second drive tonight.
Exactly what you were seeing. One thing I'm noticing, we've talked about them having two backs in the backfield. They're doing a lot of crossing back there. You're seeing a lot of fakes with Crosby and and Daly, and even I've seen Evan Schwartz on kind of an end around as well. So you're seeing a lot of different movement back there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as this game progresses to see if Piqua can somehow pick up those pulling guards. But that's the toughest part about this type of offense.
They move the chains, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. And the pitch back. It goes to Daly off the left side, and again, good yards. They are moving the pile strong, and he's close to another first down.
Just a quick pitch. I mean, that's all it is off the left edge, and that's what they're doing. They're really they're being very diverse as far as inside, outside. They're pretty much moving the ball at will where they want to go. And right now, the Piqua defense doesn't quite know what to do. In fact, I think they might have just called a timeout to try and figure it out.
Yeah, so Piqua's called for the TO. That's their first of this half. Along with Archer's uncle, Kevin Zilch. I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Plus. 7-0 Piqua with the early lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if it's going to remain 7-0 right for very much longer with the way that Edgewood's been able to move the football. And you're 100% right, Jeff. You mentioned it. Really, you take away the fumble. I mean, they even got a first down on that play. So, they have moved the ball pretty much at will, and I agree with what Piqua did right there. Take a timeout, let's regroup. Okay, something's obviously not right. We got to figure this out one way or another. So I agree with this timeout here, especially getting to the red zone. You want to try and preserve this lead as much as you can, but my goodness gracious, it is just one anvil smash after another for Edgewood. I mean, there's no stopping them right now.
Piqua just hemorrhaging rushing yards. In fact, 12 plays, and only one of them has been a pass so far?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was the waggle pass down here.
So 2nd and short. They need the 5 for the line to gain. And again they go to the up man, Crosby, to the short of the goal line. He is stopped inside the 2. 1st and goal coming up.
Quick inside trap play. Pull the guard, leave the inside man, defender exposed, and that's what you do. You get that quick hit right up the middle, and that's what we got with Crosby. So, again, now you're going to see a, 2nd and 2 from the 2-yard line? 1-yard line?
1st and goal. Jones gives to the first man through to the goal line. Touchdown! And we're a point after away from tying it up at 7-6 on a 2-yard plunge by Crosby.
You'll see it right here. Quick hitter right up the gut. We call that a wedge play. So basically what you're going to do is everybody's going to go basically pinch in. Easy touchdown right there for Edgewood.
And just a dominating drive here in this first quarter by the Edgewood Cougars. On to kick is David Rumpler. The point after is up and through. We are tied here in this first period.
And I'll tell you what, that's if you're an Edgewood fan, that's exactly what you wanted to see, because that's what they do. They've done all year long, is they just kill you with the way that they're able to run the football and just chew that time away. You're going to see the touchdown again right here. Just quick hit up the middle. Look how quick that is. Everybody's pinching down. You get a good push from your interior linemen. It's going to be a long night if Piqua doesn't figure it out.
Right behind C.J. Stottlemyre, the center tonight. C.J. angled a little bit to the left. Found, and again, that wedge that you mentioned to the right came open for Tavion Crosby, who picks up touchdown number 22 this year. That capped off a 14-play drive that took 6 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock. Crosby to the 2-yard run, and the point after by David Rumpler. We are tied at 7.
And yeah, that was one of my keys to the game, was use the wing T to their advantage. And what's the one biggest thing the wing T does is choose time off the clock. And right there we saw it. So Piqua right now has to figure out a way. You know, they one thing they do have going for them is they were able to move the football down the field with relative ease on their last drive. It's just going to be about maintaining that schedule now. That's the toughest part. You got to score now on this possession to maintain your schedule.
The return man, Jasiah Roberts and Brayton Strayer for Piqua. And it's a high arcing kick taken at the 12. Left behind, and they're going to have to jump on it. So it looked like 2. and that is Bryson Roberts, who, by the way, was all MVL as a return man this year. He left it behind, and now it's a good spot for Edgewood as they're trying to play defense here on this drive.
Yeah, just looking at there on the replay again, I think his eyes went downfield before he actually had the football in hand. You got to play a little bit of outfield there, Jeff. You got to be a center fielder, catch the ball first. But nonetheless, hey, at least you got the ball back. Just bad field position. You have to drive the field now if you're Piqua.
And by the way, we continue to think about Jasiah Medley and his march towards 2,000 yards. He's got 9 yards here on that first drive. And Medley up the gut, a little trap play for a few yards, right into the heart of that defense where Josh Geis hangs out for Edgewood.
You want to talk about somebody that's been all over the field for Edgewood. Josh Geis, I mean, he's just getting in there. He's able to plug those holes left, right. He sees the field, and he plays with the great leverage at the defensive tackle position, especially in the nose position there. That's what you want to have out of your nose tackle.
We're tied at 7. We mount the clock underneath 2 minutes here in this first period, a fast-moving first quarter to be sure. And a pass play for, over for Roberts! Into space, down the middle, outside the 40 to the 44-yard line. So he makes up for the mishandle on the kickoff return and move the chains.
Well, if you see it right here, it's going to start kind of down below your screen and then cuts across into the middle, just slips right behind the defender into that zone coverage there. So a great job of being able to find the open receiver and find that open area in the zone.
Pick up a 31. They motion Roberts, and we've got a flag. Should be an easy one for tonight's referee, Greg Gumpf.
Full start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Nice to have a ref mic that works. Only took us about 10 weeks to have one, but yeah, that's awfully nice.
They motion Roberts again, and the quarterback keeping off the left side, and he is pushed towards the sideline, and a great job stiffening up by the Edgewood defense. That's 27. Brick Barker, and what a name for the safety at 6 foot tall, 170 pounds, a junior. By the way, want to tell you that's his real middle name. Mason Brick Barker is his full name.
I tell you what, can you imagine a better defensive football player name than Brick? I mean, I love that. I would want to coach that kid with that type of name, Brick. I love that. And I'll tell you what, he performs 82 tackles on the year from that free safety position. He's able to fly around the field.
Again, motion, and they give Medley off the left side, nowhere to go. Beg your pardon, it's not Medley. We're trying to see. 29 is Dylan Philippi, I believe, or was it 23? Bryson Roberts.
Yeah, and they just have not been able to get any type of rhythm just in these last few plays outside, of the big pass play to Bryson Roberts across the middle. They really haven't had anything else happen this drive, so they got to get back to what they were doing before, being able to run the football. Edgewood, though, I mean, I'll tell you what, they have settled down. They figured it out defensively here. They're bringing the blitz right now.
Should be the final play of this first period. 12 on the game clock. Long count, 3 on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry, and somebody's got to call a timeout. So timeout, a second one in this first period, charged to Piqua with 6 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. Eli Sports Bar and Grill proudly sponsors high school football with 3 locations in Mason, Liberty Township, and in Ross. Our 10-foot screens guarantee a great view from every seat in the house. Eli Sports Bar and Grill, the best place in Cincinnati for sports, food, and fun. I want to tell you that as far as we know, we're sure that these two teams have met before, but we've looked back towards 2006 and we can't find evidence of it. So we've dug back, and as far as we know, we've not seen them play against one another in the last 15 years. So a big meeting, of course, in the regional semifinal. The winner goes on to play next Friday against the winner of Winton Woods and LaSalle. Boy, that should be a doozy going on right now.
Right now, Winton Woods up 13-7 in that one.
This should be the final play of this first period. Quarterback is Uhl. Deep drop with time. Now throws over from Medley on a little naked pass out to the midfield stripe, and he's out of bounds with no time left here in this first period. And we head on over to the second period. Your score after one period. It's 7-all between Piqua and Edgewood. Week 13 here on Chatterbox Plus. On to the second quarter we go, tied up at 7 between the 1-seed Piqua and the 5-seed Edgewood. Here in the Region 8 semifinals. We switch sides and we head west on offense, as Piqua is doing. The quarterback, as we had mentioned, is Brady Uhl. So Uhl in the pistol, a little sidecar to the left, and now they'll reset. And now we got a flag. So false start is the call. Whoa.
Yeah, not a good sequence to start the second quarter right there for Piqua. And I'll tell you what, their woes just actually continue. I mean, they had that one big play across the middle to Bryson Roberts, but other than that, they just really couldn't find their footing. Hats off to the Edgewood defense. They figured it out. They gave up the touchdown drive after the Edgewood fumble in the first series, but since then, it's been all Edgewood, Jeff.
Corey Miller checking into the ball game for Piqua. You had mentioned a good crowd here, and we'll have to talk a little bit about that after this play, provided that they don't have another delay of game or a false start opportunity. They've been a little untidy with managing the clock so far. Trying to get the first official play of this second quarter. And it's a punting situation from the 46. This one will roll to the return man for the 22. Flag on the play. Up the middle. Into space is a return man. Out past the 50. Down towards the 40. But we'll have to see if the flag brings it all the way back.
Curious to see what it is. The side judge closest to this sideline, to the press box side, threw the flag. We'll have to take a look at it here.
So it's a sideline warning against the kicking team. So we saw the flag come out in a very odd space for that to actually occur. I thought it came from the near side.
Nonetheless, I thought it did too, but yeah, I mean, sideline warning, but hey, that the return will stand. So huge gain for Edgewood. And I'll tell you what, they're just rolling right now.
They go tight to start their first drive of the second quarter. And they go to Crosby into space. He's got a first down and more out to the 28-yard line.
I mean, he's just, the way he's able to run the football, finds the hole and just hits it right up the gut. And then it's also about the backfield motion. Remember, the wing tee is about as much as you do with the ball in your hands as you do without it in your hands in the backfield. So the more and more you're able to have that disruption back there, the harder it is for the defense to know where the ball is.
Pick up a 14. They go split in the backfield. And again, the first man through gets it. It's Crosby again, and why not feed the bear? I want to talk about this as we come up on second down. It was a little bit of a drive for both teams to get here, but as you were talking in the break, good turnout by both sides.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking just down at the home side stands, and it is packed. I mean, it is absolutely packed from left to right and then across at the visitor stands for Piqua. I mean, fantastic crowd on a cold, chilly night.
Back into the Cincinnati Reds red zone. And they give to the end-around guy. I believe that's Daly for a gain close to another first down. So I want to finish up on that point. Hyde Camp Stadium, where we're at here in Huber Heights. From Trenton, where Edgewood is at, 52 minutes. It's 40 miles away. It's a little closer to Piqua. A 30-minute drive, it's about 28 miles away. A little bit more of a jaunt down 75. You jump on 70, and then you take Old Troy Pike onto Chambersburg Road. You almost think I've made that drive before, right?
A few times. It sounds like it a little bit.
3rd and 1. They give to the first man through and a first down. We didn't get a chance to talk about this, but on third downs this year, Edgewood, who is just converted, is just under 40% this year. 39.7, 27 of 68 they've converted here to move the chains.
And honestly, right there, that last play to get that short gain for the first down was really the least amount of yards that they've gained in really this entire drive and the drive before. That was really Piqua's best play right there that they've had so far.
We'll see if they give to Crosby again. Again, they go split in the backfield. They'll go to the second man around the right side. Daly looking for the 10, cannot find the 10, but he does pick up good yards on first down.
Tackled by number 3, Jasiah Medley.
Just keep chucking away those yards, and that's what this wing T offense is designed to do. But when you have guys in the backfield like Daly and Crosby that you don't know where the ball's going, you got to figure out a way to defend them both. I mean, that's tough for any defense to do.
They go offset again with that wing T. Crosby up the middle to the goal line. Touchdown! 13-7, Edgewood. Mercy.
And you'll see it again. Right there, the quick hitter. You didn't even almost know he had the football. Dives in the end zone. That's wing T football at its finest right there.
Waiting on the point after attempt for David Rumpler, who coming into this ballgame was 56 of 59 on point after attempts, and his kick off the hold of Eli Jones is good. 14-7. 14 unanswered by the 5 seed in this ballgame.
And right now, I got this feeling that it seems like they're hitting the line. Crosby and Daly are hitting the line before Piqua really even knows where they're at, who knows where the ball is on the football field. It almost seems a little bit delayed. And so they got to figure out a way to see the ball quicker, whether that's rolling down a safety and having him play more of a linebacker position, trying to get somebody else into the box to try and defend or see where the ball's going to hit it quicker downhill. I don't know what that looks like for Piqua, but they're going to have to figure out something here, just to try and really plug a hole into this. Otherwise, this could get out of control pretty quickly. And don't get me wrong, the score may not look like it's out of control. That's wing T football. A 21-14 game is a dominant game for a wing T team.
6-play drive that goes 40 yards. It takes 2:32 off the clock, and we've got a 14-7 lead. Bryson Roberts back at his own 10 is the deep man, waiting the kick from David Rumpler. The Cougars have won 9 in a row, and they have been awfully good, and it didn't look that way to start the season. As Rumpler makes the approach from the 40. A high kick for Roberts at the goal line. He'll come out. 10, angles to the right. 20 with the seam to the 30 and out of bounds. And a good return and a flag at the end of the play.
Well, that might have been the spark that that Piqua needed, but we'll have to see what the penalty is here.
Tackle by Matt Vogel, backup linebacker for Edgewood. It's still a little bit of a discussion. It's against the return team.
Well, we were complimenting the referee's mic, but, it's only as good as, I guess the guy operating it there. So, a little difficulty. I know, I'm tough. I'm hard on him. Hey, we've been stuck up here for 10 weeks without one. I'm finally getting, come on now.
They'll spot the ball back to the 18-yard line. Boy, that's a shot across the bow. Mercy.
And you wonder why referees didn't like me as a coach. You wonder why they didn't like me as a coach.
I would imagine that you out on the sideline causing trouble. No, that's believable.
Oh, just a little bit, right?
Rule hands off. And I believe it's 15 that we saw as the ball carrier. Kai Warner, who's also listed as a quarterback. He's a backup quarterback. He got the carry on first down. So we've seen sparsely Medley after that first initial drive.
And one thing if I were Piqua, what I'd try to do is get him into space. All right, get him on wheel routes, get him somewhere in the backfield, give him the ball in space, and let him run. Right now, I'd get him out of the backfield, in other words.
And they look for Roberts, a big throw down the field to the 42-yard line. Beg your pardon, Corey Miller.
Well, you're going to see it right here. It says out of the slot. right here on the top of your screen. He's just going to run a go route down the seam, and boom, right there. That's kind of the big play that they needed. I think Piqua's going to need to do that kind of here to get themselves back into rhythm offensively.
Pickup of 21. They move the chains, 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. They motion Miller, and now they go play the short game, and maybe about a yard, 2 yards on that one.
2-yard gain, tackled by number 56, Seth Wheeler.
Rotating a lot of people in now for Piqua, bringing out. So they're going to bring out Corey Miller and rotating some guys in, so we'll have to see what package they go with.
We see the starting running back, Jasiah Miller, and we see the starting H-back in Colton Booker. 2nd and 8. And a little mishandle, and Medley gets the ball for a few yards up the middle. Maybe a gain of 3 on the play. So we expected a lot more yards from Jasiah Miller. Coming in, 1,819 yards on the ground on 183 carries. That's 9.9 a carry.
And I'll tell you what, this Edgewood defense has really kept them at bay here tonight. Just really just kind of just folded him in and really just shut him down.
On 3rd down this year, coming into the ball game, 50% for Piqua. And Edgewood showing blitz off the near side. Defensively, Edgewood allowing 34% of attempts on 3rd down by opposition this year. 3rd and 4. And Roberts has a 1st down into space, out to the 30, and he somersaults forward across the 30. Another 1st down for the Indians.
Well, there it is right there. Medley on the big run. That's what they needed down the sideline. He'll flip over right there, head over shoulders. But tell you what, that's a big gain. That's exactly what they needed. They're getting some big plays here on this drive, and that's what Piqua needs to do to get back in sync.
Pickup of 24, and it is Medley and not Roberts. Good call, partner. 6:19 left to go in this first half. Medley again, off the left side, into space again! To the 10, down to the 5, inside the 5. 1st and goal coming up. So as soon as we said that he was awfully slow out of the gate in the first quarter, he has racked up big runs. A 24-yarder, then a 22-yarder. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line, and we're back in the Cincinnati Reds red zone. Back to Medley, inside the 5, out to the 2.
Great sequence of blocking by the Piqua offensive line up front behind Zach McGuire, the center. Those past 2 plays, the linemen have been getting just a great push, pulling around. A lot of guys there, especially the left guard, Caleb Lyons, number 67. He's been pulling in and out, so that's what has really opened those lanes for Medley to hit the hole and get these big yards.
They go to the wing T, and it's Medley to the goal line. The ball is out! Out at the 2-yard line, looking to see who recovers.
Oh, they called him in. Oh.
They go and call him in. Apparently crossed the goal line before losing the ball, and it's a touchdown. So an odd sequence here for the Indians.
Go take a look at the replay here. Did he cross the goal line?
I don't know.
I don't know. That is, wow.
So Medley crosses. The ball was recovered by Bryson Roberts. It doesn't matter. And it's 14-13, and we're a point after away from tying it up. And that's the 2nd score tonight for Roberts. Beg your pardon, for Medley.
Edgewood coach Kyle Cummins was absolutely beside himself on that sideline, and rightfully so, I think.
Ryan Brown, beg your pardon, Jackson Cromley, the point after is good. We're tied at 14.
I mean, we'll take another look at it right here. And I just don't see where the ball gets across the goal line before it comes out. I just don't see it. I know it looks like his body may have gotten there, but I don't think the ball did. Now, obviously, we have the luxury of high-definition replay here on Chatterbox Sports, but man, well, hey, you know what? Sometimes that's what you need. You need to be a little bit lucky sometimes to have some calls go your way in games like this. It's playoff. It's do or die time right now for Piqua, so they'll take it for sure. For Edgewood, really, you're talking about a series there for about 3 plays that, they got to figure out something defensively to stop Medley from getting those open lanes.
5-play drive. It takes about 3 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock. Medley caps it off, getting to the goal line before fumbling it. The point after is good. And we are tied at 14 with 5:29 left to go. So far, Medley unofficially has 66 yards on 9 carries tonight. He's running his total close to the 1,900-yard mark this season. And this one will go into the end zone, 5 yards deep, and a touchback. So coming in, as we had mentioned, into this ball game, Medley had 18-19. You add the 66 unofficially by our count, and I'm sure we'll get proper stats at halftime.
Yes.
1885 right now is his total.
We're creeping there, but he really kind of turned it on there just in those last couple plays of that drive. So imagine had he been doing that the entire game, he might have crossed that mark right now. But we'll see what the wing T does here for Edgewood.
And here is Jaquan around the bend, has the first down across the 30 for Jaquan Daly and move the chains.
I'm having a hard time seeing the numbers out there, but I got to imagine that is the left guard, Jake Atkins, that was pulling around there and leading the charge down the field. So again, pulling the guards, getting good movement, with them and in the backfield. That's what this wing T offense will do, and that's what you got to figure out a way to stop that kind of stuff. If you're Piqua.
Daly has 13 on that play. Move the chains, 1st and 10 at the 33. And they give to the first man through, and maybe a yard on that play. Coming up at the half, we'll be chatting with Edgewood Athletic Director Larry Cox. One of the things we'll talk about, renovations at Cooler Field out in Trenton. Pickup of 2 officially, by the way, on that last play. 4:39 left to go till halftime. Fast-moving first half, partner. We're at 7:42 on the official clock. So we've only played 42 minutes in real time. To the first man through again, and this time tightening up is Piqua.
You hit the nail right on the head. They have tightened up that middle of the defense. That's about 3 plays in a row, not outside the edge, but they've definitely got it there. You look at Wyatt Walker and then also Josh Gates up front. They've really figured it out for them as well.
3rd and 7. Edgewood on offense this year, as we had mentioned, just a hair under 40%. So this is a place where Piqua, the top seed in Region 8, needs to stiffen. This is a pivotal drive for both sides, right? Because you have to think about the clock. Right now we're melting at 3:40 and counting. And they're absolutely milking. We're at 7 seconds left on the play clock. They haven't even broken the huddle. We're going to have a timeout here. And Edgewood will call one here with 3:28 left to go here in this first half. EAS Sportswear is a proud sponsor of Edgewood Athletics. For all your apparel needs, contact EAS Sportswear at 513-988-1327 or visit them at 825 West State Street, Suite A in Trenton. Along with Uncle Kevin Zilch, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Plus. Joe Meehan is our producer tonight. Ian Callmeyer is making sure that you have the video. And one of the things that we are grateful for, partner, and I hope I haven't knocked on wood, is that we are still dry here in this first half.
So far, yes, knock on wood, a lot there on that one. Kind of a chilly night out there. Some winds, had rain all day yesterday, so hopefully it holds out. I don't know. We'll take a look at the radar here.
Well, later on tonight, we are expecting a wintry mix.
Uh-oh.
Now, we did see just precipitation expectation, and it's not looking real pretty in the next hour. 3:28 as we come back to action, and a big 3rd down for Edgewood. And we'll see if they run here. Back to pass to the quarterback. Eli Jones wants the home run! It is incomplete out at the 25-yard line. Knocked away by Jasiah Medley.
Well, took a home run shot, and that's what you're going to get. And then he has to play defensive back because he just basically has to protect the football from being intercepted. Tough series right there for Edgewood.
I think they were looking for the home run threat in Braden Sullivan. Wasn't exactly sure. Didn't get the number on that truck. But Sullivan, by the way, has gotten all 6 touchdown passes for Edgewood this year on receiving.
Now look at this. So they waited to bring the punt team out there quickly. Everybody's scrambling around. That's kind of crazy.
And the punt's away. It's a short punt. Taking an Edgewood bounce from the 30. And this one rolling down to the 25-yard line. 39 yards on the punt, nothing on the return.
Well, Edgewood was trying to catch Piqua off guard by holding their punt team on the sideline and then sneak them out. So it was kind of a free-for-all, Chinese fire drill, if you will. But, man, I'll tell you what, right now, the momentum is kind of balanced between both teams. It was really shifted towards Edgewood, early on, and then it shifted back to Piqua. So, really right now both teams are trying to find their footing with this game. Some things have worked, some things haven't, but one thing's for certain is both teams are going to have to make a lot of adjustments at halftime.
Twins to the bottom of your screen, a little pitch on over for Roberts. And he's got a couple of yards. Was that Roberts? It was Bryson Roberts. So he's primarily a receiver, though he'll run the ball a couple times. And he's done that here already tonight.
It was, I'm kind of shocked they're taking their time. Not moving the ball down the field or getting out of the huddle, excuse me.
Twins on each side. And the quarterback rolling to the right for good yards. School out past the 35-yard line. And he'll move the chain to 1st and 10.
A great job by the offensive line pulling around. Caleb Lyons again. He's had a big night on the front side, pulling left and right all over the place. And that was another great job sealing that edge for Uhl to get the first down.
Twins to each side. Corey Miller in a slot to the right. Back to pass Uhl with time. He wants the home run. Out on the far side, too long. Out at the 30-yard line. Looking out there for his home run threat, Bryson Roberts.
Yeah, Drayshawn just didn't have quite the speed to catch up to that ball from Uhl. I mean, right now they definitely need to try and get down the field. I would like to see, get them into a field goal situation here. Edgewood, though, I'll tell you what, their defense have really shored things up.
2nd and 10, and again, no, it's a running opportunity for Uhl. So a little sleight of hand as he runs forward across the 40, and he picks up about 4 on the play. He'll bring up 3rd and manageable.
Well, if you were to go back and look at that play, Edgewood ran a Texas stunt on the left side. Uhl saw it and ran to the left away from it, so he was able to find that lane, pick up decent yards. Now you're looking at a manageable 3rd and 5.
Wyatt Walker on the stop as they pull Bryson Roberts, who has got to be gassed after that run down the field. He did immediately go back, but he now does get a break on the sideline, and he's replaced by Colton Booker, who is the H-back. And they motion Booker, and the give off the right side, and escaping is Medley out to the 45-yard line and no further.
Thought he had something there. Broke away from the initial kind of pile and then just kind of ran right into Brick Parker, was right there to kind of come down from his free safety position and fill that spot. And that's what you want out of a free safety. You want him to have that vision to be able to quickly come down and fill that hole and make the tackle. And it looks like they're going to punt it here, I'd imagine.
Well, it's 4th and 3 with $1:31 left here in this first half, and the clock is moving. By the way, Jaquan Daly also helped in on the stop. So it's Barker at his own 20, waiting for Edgewood. 18 on the play clock. They are in no hurry. In fact, they may take a timeout here.
Yeah.
As we move the clock down to 1 minute. Coming up at the half, we'll be talking with Edgewood Athletic Director Larry Cox, talking about Edgewood Athletics, and we'll talk about Coomler Field and what's going on in Trenton. As we speak, and we now have a timeout. Charge to Piqua, and I believe that's their last of this first half. Along with Kevin Zilch, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Plus. By the way, the Miami Valley League has announced its 2021 All-Conference team. The headliner, as you would imagine, Jasiah Medley, who scored a couple times tonight, named as co-athlete of the year. Rounding out the first team is 3 young men on the offensive line: Wyatt Dobbins, Caleb Lyons, and Zach McGuire, the center. The defensive lineman, Landon Hare, defensive back, Braden Strayer, and even though we see him as a wide receiver, Bryson Roberts was named to the first team as a return specialist.
Well, it's awesome to see those 3 offensive linemen get that award, because obviously, you know, Medley would not be where he is without them. So that's awesome that the league recognizing them, and obviously the great work that Jasiah has done in the backfield. I mean, you know, very close. If you know, he'll probably hopefully be over 2,000 yards here tonight, and just, you know, a fantastic season for him.
Looking back to see who's punting. That's Jackson Tromley at his own 31. And we'll see if Edgewood attacks or if they elect to return to punt. Barker's back at his own 20. They'll look to return. Barker, he'll wave it off out at the 27-yard line. So a 32-yard punt, nothing on the return, and with 43 seconds left and 2 timeouts, what does Edgewood have up their sleeve?
Well, you know, it's a funny situation, because this is not necessarily the most ideal situation for a wing T offense. It's not necessarily designed for that fast-paced, 2-minute drill, if you will. But with 2 timeouts, if you can get the ball into the middle of the field, call a timeout, and then get a quick pass play and get yourself into field goal range, that's the goal right now.
Run play on the first one, and turning the corner is Daly, it looks like. Out past the 30, and did he get out of bounds? And in any case, I expect we'll see a stoppage to the clock here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And really, you know, they kind of use that, the wing T offense, they kind of use those edge running plays as kind of a complement to their passing game a little bit. Those quick hitting plays off the edge.
So a pickup of 3 officially with 35 ticks left to go. They go that offset wing T again. They go to the first man through. And a gain of a couple on this one. I feel like, to your point, right, that they're content to run.
Yeah.
If something breaks free, good for them. But if not, they'll go to the locker room tied at the half.
And that's perfectly fine. If you know, that's where Edgewood likes to play. This is the type of game that they want. I think they feel, you know, relatively in control. Although both defenses have kind of figured things out here a little bit. So, you know, it'll be interesting kind of moving down.
And we have come to the end of this first half, tied at 14, and a disputed touchdown. As the final score of the half is Crosby from goal to goal, fumbled at the goal line. The officials said he was in before losing the ball, and that we have a tie score. Controversial, to say the least, here in this Region 8 semifinal.
Yeah, you know, right now both teams, you know, they've had their ups and downs. You know, early on for Edgewood, they had a quick fumble on the first series. We were to come right back. Piqua, same deal. So even matchup right now. You know, it's 14-14 at the half. We'll have exciting second half coming up here, Jeff.
We can't wait to see the bands, and we can't wait to talk to Larry Cox, the Director of Athletics over at Edgewood. Again, your score at intermission. We're tied at 14 between the top-seeded Indians and the 5th-seeded Cougars. Back with the halftime show here on Chatterbox Plus. We're just about set to go here in the second half. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the scores around the area coming up in the second half while we're talking up through this ball game. But we've got a doozy in this one. And I was, by the way, met with some jeers when I suggested the way things have gone so far here in the first 24 minutes that we may have overtime.
Yeah, right now, I don't know. We all kind of looked at it and said, uh-oh. But one thing I want to point out, it has started to rain. This was not a factor in the first half. It is now a factor so that you're going to have some wet ball situations. You're going to really have to pay attention to that in the second half here.
Jasiah Roberts from the 1. 10, 15, 20, angles right to the 30, good yards out to the 35, and great starting position for Piqua, out to the 37-yard line. And that's a great way for the Indians to start off the second half.
Well, that's what they needed. You start off with a bang like that. Jasiah Roberts just streaking down the sideline, able to pick up a big yardage. Now you got to take advantage of it. It's one thing to have good field position. You got to take advantage of it now. So that's what they're poised to do. We're going to see what type of adjustments they made at halftime on offense.
Brady Uhl at quarterback. And the pistol with the sidecar. Medley. And he is pushed back. And a big, strong resistance by that front line of Edgewood tonight.
I think that was number 56, Seth Neal, that was in there on the tackle. One thing I noticed right there, they walked down their defensive ends, put 5 guys on the offensive line, and almost went into a 5-2 look there. So that'll be something to pay attention. It looks like they're back into it again. You'll see those ends walk down.
And a pass play, incomplete. Out at the 40-yard line, they were looking for Colton Booker, who's the H-back on this team, and third down is coming up. And this one's a critical one here to start things off in the second half.
Yeah, it goes back to my first point that I made. Great starting field position is only as good as what you do with it. And so far, they've only been able to gain 1 yard out of it for Piqua. So, again, that was the first time we really called Booker's name all night out of the backfield there. So, trying to get him more involved in the offense, just trying to get that ball distributed around and figure out what is working right now for Piqua.
Triples to the near side. Ryan Brown, the closest to us. On third down and 9. They motion Medley out into space. They throw over the middle. Incomplete. 3 and out. Intended for Corey Miller over the middle and nowhere near him.
Very sound defense there. They shifted back into sort of that 3-man front when they had trips down here to the right side, or to the screen side, So they were able to snuff that one out from the get-go. He had guys in his face and just made an errant pass across the middle.
So they squandered great field position to start this second half, and they'll be in a punting situation. So it's Barker out at his own 25, waiting to punt. And it's away. Short punt, and Barker will move away from it. Out to the 30-yard line it goes. So short punt, relatively speaking, but nothing on the return, obviously. 32 yards.
Yeah, Edgewood's defense really held up there. They have really plugged that hole up the middle by shifting some of their defensive linemen around, walking those defensive ends down, giving that 5-man look up front. They're able to stop all the gaps and plug all the gaps immediately, and Piqua just has nowhere to go with the football.
And we'll see what Edgewood can do here to start things off here in the second half. And it's Jaquan Daly turns the corner and has good yards on first down across the 35-yard line.
Jaquan Daly just finds the seam right there. He's done that all year long. That's one thing that he's able to do is the vision that he has in the backfield. He's able to find that seam, then plant his foot, get right downfield, hit it, and get upfield very, very quickly. He has great change of speed as well when he gets into the defensive secondary.
I don't know if Bryson Roberts was the man who tackled him, but he was the last one up. Second and 3. And this one up the middle. Little sleight of hand, a lot of trickeration in the backfield on a first down play.
Well, they had me fooled, and I'll tell you what, again, it goes back to that number 1 rule of the wing T offense, and you're going to see it right here. The fake in the backfield, the quarterback rolls around. I mean, by the time anybody realizes where he is, he's already 5 yards into the second level of the defense. So that's huge, and that's what they've been doing all night long. Piqua on defense, it just seems to be kind of like they don't see it until he's 3 yards in the backfield.
Pick up a 14, and they're in Piqua territory, and they give to the first man through, and it is Crosby again, and he has been a tough runner. Again, 16 carries in the first half for 89 yards. I mean, if this was a classic traditional field where it was grass and mud underneath it, or painted mud as we used to like to call it back in my day, he'd be a mudder.
Yeah.
That's exactly who he would be.
Exactly. And he's just been chunking away those yards. It has been 4 or 5 yards a pop all night long for Crosby up the middle, and that's what they're continuing to do. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
He has surpassed the century mark tonight, 2nd and 7. And the pitch back. Crosby again, out towards the 40-yard line. So they move right out there behind Colin Moore to gain good yards on 2nd down.
That's why you run those type of plays into the boundary, into the sideline. You might be thinking, well, wait a minute, don't you want to get your guys into space? You want to force that ball up. It creates the lanes for the running back, and you can see him much more clearly when you run to that short side of the field. There's not a whole field out there to get your spacing messed up on. So a great play design by Coach Cummins in Edgewood.
3rd and 2. They go the double backs and a timeout. Edgewood calls for their first of this second half. EAS Sportswear is a proud sponsor of Edgewood Athletics. For all your apparel needs, contact EAS Sportswear at 513-988-1327 or visit them at 825 West State Street, Suite A in Trenton. That's EAS Sportswear. I got to tell you, partner, as we picked them up as a sponsor for us here coming into the night's ball game, when I saw EA and then saw the S on there, what did you think was going to come out of my mouth?
EA Sports, it's in the game.
It's in the game.
Oh, that brings me back.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, just hearing that, just saying that even, just brings me back to the childhood days.
Back in the days where do you still own a PlayStation, by the way?
I do. I actually do, believe it or not. I think it's a PS3. I don't know. I haven't played it in a minute, but it's there. It's there. It's good to look at. It's nostalgic, right?
I think my PS3 is a glorified doorstop at this point.
It's just, it's nice to look at.
So out of the timeout, 3rd down and 2, and again they go to that double back look. Motion on the line, no flag, and they go to the second man around. Daly has the first down. He needed 2 for the line to gain, got 2 more.
Well, I'm going to say that might be Radical Rothermule out there. Again, having a hard time seeing the numbers there, but great awareness by Crosby, the running back, to see it, kind of got stopped, plants his foot, reverts back up and into the field. So, again, that's what you want to see, is you want to have that vision by the running back to say, oh, that door's shut, time to go to door number 2.
And we are now starting to see sheets of rain. You're not seeing it on your screen, but we're seeing it here at Hyde Camp. And they go to Crosby, up the gut, out towards the 30-yard line, and this is their recipe for success tonight, partner. Run it up the middle early and often with Crosby.
Run it up the middle, and then what they're doing is you're going to see him hit that quick edge real quick. So you don't know where the ball's going if you're Piqua. You're trying to stop the middle, but the second you think you got that figured out, they're going to the edge. You stop the edge, they go back to the middle. So it's really kind of running at will right now for Edgewood. They just got to continue to do that as they get down closer to the red zone here.
Eli Jones is the quarterback on 2nd and 4. And the hand to Daly coming around the right side. Nowhere to go. He might have pushed forward for a yard, but that hole, that lane that opened up initially closed very quickly.
Well, and that's what you want to see. And if you're Piqua, that's what they haven't been doing all night long, is flowing to the football. So great job there by the linebacking core, Bryson Roberts, Tanner Kemp, to see that and to stay at home and not allow him to get upfield and to keep him contained at the line of scrimmage.
And I think Landon Hare had a piece of him, too.
Yeah.
3rd and 4 on no gain officially. Go to a single wideout on the near side, and they motion a man, and now back up the middle, Crosby again for a first down. So I know you're too young for this, but I'm going to bring this up. So the New York Giants of the 1990 team that beat the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Their MVP in the Super Bowl that year was a running back by the name of O.J. or Otis Anderson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You remember Otis Anderson?
Oh, I remember those teams, because that was Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick back in the day.
So that's what they're doing with Crosby tonight. They go back around, and I think that's Daly. as they move it on down towards the 20-yard line.
You know, another running back it reminds me of is Mike Allstott for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2002.
And it is Daly on the game. So we've seen a nice, comfortable pattern. Crosby up the middle, off a little sleight of hand play, especially off the center block. And then it's around the end with Jaquan Daly. 2nd and 4. And again, Crosby off the right side, this time behind Rothenell and Moore. And it'll bring up 3rd and manageable. And this has been their recipe tonight. They've kept on schedule, if you will.
And that is one of the keys for the Wing T offense. One thing that kills the Wing T offense is moving backwards. You know, whether it be, fumbled plays, messed up plays, or penalties, that's what you can't have. So this right here, a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation, that's nothing for a Wing T offense. That's exactly where you want to be.
6:30 left to play here in this 3rd period. We're tied up at 14. And they go around the right side. And Daly has the first down. He's awfully close to it. I think we were a little premature in calling it. They're going to stop him, I think, before the line to gain out at the 16-yard line. We saw the line judge and the head linesman come on in, and I think they're short.
Well, he got another massive block by one of the guards there. I'm going to say it was Jake Atkins pulling from the left side around. And I'll tell you what, that's exactly what they've been doing all night long with the guards play, but a huge 4th and short here.
And they're going to go. They're 34% on 4th down this year on 4th and 1 out of the 16. And they give Daly, who's going to the outside, having the first down. He needed the 15. He got another yard. Move the chains, Edgewood.
Well, that's what you want to have happen. Jaquan just literally kind of felt it down the line. He tried one door, that wasn't there. Tried another door, that wasn't there. Tried the 3rd door, that wasn't there. And finally was able to slip around the edge and contain guy. Piqua really didn't do a bad job of stretching it out. He was just a little bit quicker to get to that edge and then bursted for a nice gain to get that first down.
We mentioned we are in the Cincinnati Reds red zone with 5:42 left to go. And Crosby up the middle into the secondary, past the 10, down towards the 5. Pickup of 8 here on this running play on first down.
My goodness, just what a powerful running back he is. He was taking 3 or 4 guys and picked up another couple of yards. Piqua, though, you got to make the tackle at the point of contact. All right, that's the one key there. They missed the tackle for about a yard gain, ended up giving about 4 or 5 more yards.
I'm looking at Landon Hare and Anson Cox, the defensive linemen for Piqua. They've got hands on hips. Mm-hmm. They're tired because they're getting attacked. 2nd down. We'll call it 2nd and 3. And the give to the first man through. Crosby turns around inside the 5. And it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Amazing awareness by Crosby. That's what you teach this stuff in practice. It's what we call clinic tape of your coaches. You're able to hit it. He feels that he's stopped. What does he do? Instead of just going down like some running backs do, he's able to spin out of it and has that wherewithal to know where he is on the field and to fall forward for at least more yardage than what he was going to do when he just stopped. So very talented and very smart football play by Crosby.
Under 4:30 left to go here in this 3rd. 3rd and 1. They need the 4. The go-ahead for Crosby. He's got a first down. 1st and goal coming up.
You knew where that was going. You knew who his ball was going to. You knew right where it was going to. And he just slices through it like a hot knife through butter and gets another first down for Edgewood.
They're going to spot the ball on the far hash mark at the 1-yard line. Who do you think they're going to give it to here?
Oh, I'm going to say maybe a guy by the name of Crosby. I could be wrong, though.
This is play number 15 of this drive. With 4 minutes left to go here in this 3rd. Tied up at 14. They give to Crosby to the line. Touchdown! 20-14 Edgewood. Mercy!
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right here, you'll see it again. Right up the gut. Edgewood, 16-play touchdown drive. Mercy. Wow. The Wing T at its finest.
I don't know if we've got a play of the night that comes from this drive. That might be the drive of the night.
I was going to say, that might be it right there. Wow. What a way to start the second half.
I mean, you want to talk about making a statement. Scott Clemens has certainly done that. The point after is good. 21-14 on the Crosby 1-yard plunge. 16-play drive that goes 70 yards. And we are counting backwards, and it's a lot of clock to go back on. 7 minutes and 13 seconds.
You couldn't ask for anything more from a wing T offense. That is exactly what you want to see. Edgewood's been running this offense for decades. And I tell you what, they've perfected it here. I haven't seen it run this with this much efficiency. We see it a lot. We've seen it a couple of times this year. This is hands down the most efficient we've seen it all night, all year long.
By the way, Edgewood is making its 16th appearance in these playoffs since 1997. So you go from 97 all the way through 2003 consecutively in those years, 06 through 08, 2012, 2016, and then the last 4 years, including this one, 2018, 19, 20, 21. The Cougars have reached the state Final Four 4 times in 1999 and 2003, and they were state runners-up in 2003. And they're looking for another appearance. Obviously, this is not the next step before it. We are in the regional semifinal. But, hey, that drive was a statement.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost leaves you a little speechless.
Kickoff, Roberts from the 8. 10, 15, 20. Up the middle, inside the seam to the 25. And a good return out towards the 27-yard line. Partner, I'm a little verklempt only because that last drive was such a statement. You had multiple third downs. You had a fourth down conversion. And Edgewood, every time that they were going to be stopped up against the wall, they answered.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for really out of your offense. Now, for Piqua here, you got to answer. You got to have a methodical drive and almost kind of try and do the same thing right back to him.
Here's Medley. I beg your pardon, it's not Medley. It's 15. I believe that's the backup quarterback, Kai Warner, for a few yards. So in the case of Jasiah Medley, he had a big game a week ago with 29 carries. And you wonder if he got a little beat up after that. He's not been in as many places as you would think here in this game. 2nd and 6. And the quarterback keeping. Uhl has the first down out to the 40-yard line.
Caleb Lyons is the guard for Piqua, just absolutely destroyed the Edgewood defender in the backfield. I think that was Rick Parker. I mean, that's the one bright spot. Caleb Lyons, the guard for Piqua, has been all over the field tonight. Any of the big plays you can see him going around on. But I'm really curious right now. You know, Medley's down there on the sideline. We have not seen him yet on this drive. So you're keeping your big horse on the sideline. There's got to be a reason for that, I guess.
Warner's in the backfield with Uhl, and again, Barker made the last stop out on that sideline. 21-14, the Cougars with a statement drive in the third, and they have the lead. Play action. The throw, incomplete, out at the 40-yard line. He was looking for his home run threat, Bryson Roberts.
He's looked for it a couple of times tonight, and it's been there maybe once or twice, but really hasn't. You see Medley back into the ball game now. I'm not certain, again, what the reason for keeping him off the field. I mean, you need to put all your best athletes out there. So we'll see what goes on here, what they're going to try to do. Big second down play.
Doubles to each side. Medley's in the backfield, as my partners just mentioned. Roberts in motion, and we've got a stoppage here.
Got a false start.
As we await tonight's referee.
False start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Anson Cox, the left tackle.
Yeah, you got to hold your water there. That's the kind of things you just can't have happen. You know, we were talking about with the wing T. It's not an offense designed to go backwards. Really, no offense designed to go backwards for penalties.
Again, doubles to each side. And they motion Miller. And the running play up to the 40-yard line goes Medley. So a pickup of 5 for Jasiah Medley on his first carry of this second half. They're going to really need him here in this back 24 minutes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they're really, really going to need to lean on him heavy and figure out how to get him into space. That's the one thing I would do right now if I'm Piqua. How do I get Medley into space? Do I put him in a slot? Do I get him the ball out of the backfield on a pass? Something like that. That's what I'm thinking in my mind right now from the offense coordinator for Piqua.
Triples to the near side, and again, we've got another stoppage. So Piqua has called for the TO, and obviously they're a little confused and a little worried about what's happening here in this ball game. EAS Sportswear is a proud sponsor of Edgewood Athletics. For all of your apparel needs, contact EAS Sportswear at 513-988-1327 or visit them at 825 West State Street, Suite A in Trenton. Along with Archer's uncle, Kevin Zilch, I'm Geoff Kim. Thank you very much for joining us here in Week 13 of our football season on Chatterbox Plus. Partner, I'm still, we're multiple minutes away from that last Edgewood drive, but I'm still stunned on what they were able to pull off here in those middle minutes.
Oh, absolutely, Jeff. I mean, that was probably, I'm trying to think. I remember in the Lakota West game, I think we had a 16-play drive or something like that. But outside of that drive, that was one of the most impressive ones, most efficient drives we've seen, especially out of a wing T offense, which you and I have seen multiple times this year.
It's 3rd and 10 out of the timeout. Brady Ewell is the quarterback at his 35, waiting for the ball. He motions Miller. Back to pass with time. He wants the home run down the right side for Miller. Too strong.
Certain they wanted their fans, everybody wanted a pass interference. I thought that maybe the defensive back for Edgewood might have sort of gotten his hand in there.
And that's Brady Hembry, by the way.
I was going to say that. It looked like number 11 down there. We'll see it here on the replay. Right here. We didn't quite get it on the camera angle there, but nonetheless, no call. So it forces another punting situation for Piqua. They're just not being efficient, on their early downs on 1st and 2nd down. They're forcing themselves into these positions right now.
Barker's at his own 28. High snap. The punt is away. A spiraling kick out at the 30, and Barker has nowhere to go.
Got a fair catch that one.
Dropped there by Brennan Johns, backup defensive lineman.
Barker with the return, covered by number 8 and Jeffrey, and number 27 and 37.
So looking for the official spot of that. What is that, the 29?
Looks like about it, yeah.
So 31 yards on the net, nothing on the return, and with 2:25 left to go, this could be the real statement drive for Edgewood.
Yeah. If they can repeat what they did last time, my goodness, I mean, that is, you're talking about putting Piqua into panic mode big time.
And Crosby has it off the right side. Good yards on 1st down, out towards the 35 to 36-yard line. So the pickup of 7, and so in keeping with the notion of running Crosby early, they're really staying on schedule a lot. Even when they get into those 3rd and 4th down situations, those are manageable.
Exactly, and that's the key. That's what you want to be in when you're calling plays. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, those are easy. That's easy. You have that on your call sheet. You know what to do. It's the 3rd and longs that really are the big ones that kill drives.
And here's Daly, close to a 1st down. As he pushes way forward towards the marker, out by the 40-yard line.
I love the way he runs and how patient he is in the backfield. He lets his linemen set up the blocks. Daly just waits, and then he really wasn't even running all that hard there. He just literally kind of waited for his offensive linemen to get downfield, make the blocks, another 1st down, and just keep chucking away at this clock. I mean, my goodness, Edgewood, their time of possession, I can't wait to see the final stat on that one.
So they moved the chains. He got what he needed, 1st and 10, with $1:20 left to go. Crosby again, this time nowhere to go, right up the middle. In fact, it's like that's one of the few times on 1st down that he's not had a whole heck of a lot. As in on the stop, or one of the guys on the stop was at least Luke Halsey. He was the first one there.
Well, really, outside of the 3rd and 4th and shorts we had on the previous drive, that's Piqua's best stop right there on a second or on a first down play. That's probably the least amount of yards they've allowed in the last 3 drives on first down right there.
Clock continues to melt. 40 seconds left to go here in this third. Crosby off the left side, has good yards this time on second down. It'll bring up third and manageable. And he really attacked that left side, and it took Devin Finley out there, a linebacker, to go and stop him, and it'll be down in distance, 3rd and 3.
Well, that right there, Tavion Crosby, what he did there, he just leaned forward and was able to get nice and low and drug 3 defenders with him and still picked up an extra 3 or 4 yards. So when you're able to do that, I'll tell you what, that's exactly, you can't ask for anything else outside of a wing tailback.
They'll come to the sideline, and we may have an upset brewing. 21-14, Cougars with the lead after 3 periods. Week 13 action will conclude when we come back here on Chatterbox Plus. To the 4th quarter we go. 21-14, Cougars with the lead in the ball, and they attack with Crosby again for a first down.
Wow.
Young man has been a beast tonight.
Oh, that's putting it lightly. And again, I just keep going back. It reminds me of Mike Allstein. That's the running back I remember from growing up. I mean, just every single time he gets the ball, it's just one anvil smash after another after another.
And this wears on a defense, right? When it's the same play, you know it's a dive play of some sort between the tackles, and you can't stop them. So again, they go back to that twin setup in the backfield. And they go to Daly. And he is nearly stopped. Now reverses field, and it'll be dropped for a loss. Now there's a flag on the play as well.
Flag was in the backfield where he came down. I mean, I don't know. Curious to see if there wasn't maybe a face mask there at the end of when he was being brought down.
Tate Adams was in on the stop, and he might have got a piece of the face mask. Okay.
And I'll tell you what, that has got to be the first negative yardage play for Edgewood. I mean, I can't remember the last time. I don't remember the last one.
We haven't seen a Piqua sack tonight, that's for sure, because they just haven't thrown the ball.
Yeah.
And so, to see a loss, especially this deep of a loss, 2nd and 16. And the dive play, the ball comes out, and the quarterback dives on it. Near disaster, as coming in a hurry was Anson Cox.
So this is the wing T offense for how quickly you have the momentum. 2 plays, and all of a sudden right now, you are completely off schedule. That's how quickly it happens. You have a bad play, a play that gets stopped in the backfield, then you have another fumble right there. Ooh, that is killers for this offense. Huge for Piqua. Piqua, you got to do, this is something, you got to take advantage of this mistake right here. It's huge.
Dive play?
That's what that's probably what I'd run.
And it is the dive to Crosby. And he gets a handful of yards on 3rd down. Makes it a little bit more manageable as far as dealing with the losses on the play. I pick up, I believe, a 5, but it will bring up 4th down.
Right.
And more importantly for Edgewood, they continue to milk the clock.
Exactly, and that's the name of the game. That's a big part of it right now. That's what you wanted to do, and that's why you run the dive play there on 4th and long. But, Moran, you just see that you hit a brick wall right there. That's what happens when you start moving backwards in the wing T.
Braden Strayer and Bryson Roberts back, and that one might have got a piece of somebody. Out at the 29-yard line. Partner, I have to tell you, I was looking away on that one.
I'll tell you what, they came with fury on that one and nearly had a block. And I honestly think somebody may have gotten a tiny piece of that.
I don't know if we'll get a chance to take a look at it, but as we look at where they spot the ball, out at the 29-yard line, so that's 23 yards on the net.
Well, right now, this is a huge drive for Piqua. I mean, this is huge. You got to come away with points. Honestly, you got to come away with a touchdown with the way this game is going right now. So I'm anxious to see what they come drawing up with.
Here's Here's the run play. Jasiah Medley cannot find space. In fact, he tried to go off that right side, and he got himself buried for maybe a yard on the loss.
Well, you hit the nail right on the head. He ran out of space. So that's my thing. Get him in space. Get him where he can get the ball and use his legs and do what he does best.
And young man that we've called a lot of tonight, Wyatt Walker, out of his inside linebacker spot, in on the stop. Or he was in that dog pile.
Well, right now, that's what Edgewood's doing, is they're basically keying off. They're keying off on Medley in the backfield where he's going. They're putting one or two guys on him every single time. Get him out into space. Let him work and let him run.
No gain officially, and they look to throw into space. It's to Medley, and he falls down at the 26-yard line. So he lost his feet, and unlike the pro game where you can get back up and move the ball forward, he loses yardage on the pass play.
Well, that's exactly what I was telling him to do, was to get him in space, get him the ball in space. You got to catch the ball and perform that. You got to do it.
Well, also the slick conditions.
And that's true. Another great point. Another great, fantastic point. It has been raining this entire second half.
They spot the ball officially at the 27-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. They reposition, and the quarterback has to fall on the ball, and we have motion of some sort, whether it's encroachment or a false start.
Going to think it's a false start, probably on the center.
False start. Off for 78. Penalty. Third down.
And you saw Zach McGuire.
Yeah, it was Zach over there. Yeah, that's exactly who it was. He either didn't snap the ball late, or something along those lines. So now a third and long situation now for Piqua.
Well, instead of 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, it's just 2 steps back.
Exactly.
Triples to the top of your screen. 21-14 with just about 8 minutes left to go in this one. Deep drop for Uhl, flushed out of the pocket, rolls to the left, and he takes it out of bounds. So Edgewood has stiffened, and a great job of pursuit and the follow out by Seth Neal.
Well, I don't know whether that was a broken play. I think he might have rolled out to the wrong side. He had trips to the right side, and I'll tell you what, he had Bryson Roberts wide open. I was honestly looking at the safety state that this side of the field they had only 2 defenders to cover 3. Roberts was literally wide open down the sidelines. Again, I think he might have rolled to the wrong side on that play.
That is appropriate. Barker inside his own 50 to return. And we'll see if Edgewood comes. And they're going to attempt to block. Should be a normal return as this one will back Barker up. In fact, this one will jump past him. And what a punt! Back inside the 10, and it dies at the 7-yard line. Mercy, what a punt!
That's always tough right there for the returner. When I was coaching special teams, this type of thing happened all the time. And what you got to tell me is you got to play center field back there. You got to get on your horse and start chasing that ball down so that type of situation doesn't happen. Also, at the same time, it's a little bit of his rule to let that fall like that when he's not in the position.
They'll place the ball at the 7-yard line. That's a 70-yard net. Mercy.
You know what? Jim Tressel made a living out of Tressel ball, and that was a huge play in it. Was the punt, and having a good punter like that can do you wonders. So, going to see what Edgewood can do here if this Piqua defense can stop him.
This is the worst starting position of anybody all night, and now we see the running back slip. And coming up to clean him up, even if it didn't slip, was Tate Adams, the defensive lineman.
Now it looks like we got a stoppage. Somebody's down on the ground.
For an offensive injury.
So while we have an injury, we'll tell you that EAS Sportswear is a proud sponsor of Edgewood Athletics. For all of your apparel needs, contact EAS Sportswear at 513-988-1327 or visit them at 825 West State Street, Suite A in Trenton. So we've got an upset brewing here in Huber Heights tonight. I'm sorry, you're pointing at something.
No, I was totally looking at this because I was looking at just some scores kind of rolling through it. And before it said St. X 32, Lakota West 3. And now they've switched it back to Lakota West 6, St. Xavier nothing. So I'm wondering if somebody didn't, whoever's working it for WCPL might have typed in, because I looked at you. I showed you that at a break, and I'm going, "Oh my goodness! Like what happened there?" And now I'm going, I literally just pulled it up. I'm going, "What the heck?" I'm doubting myself. Did I see that right?
I'm sorry, but I'm officially dead. I'm officially dead.
It was 32. It said 32-6, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" And then now it's. Well, if you want to know what the score of the Lakota West game, I guess you have to be there live, but right now it is showing Lakota West 6.
So it was what was once a St. X blowout is now Lakota West lead. That's just beautiful.
I think somebody might have, done like I do sometimes. You got a little fat finger there on the keyboard on their phone entering that thing in.
So a loss on the last run play, and again, field conditions have become a little bit more hectic here with the rain tonight. 2nd and 11. And the dive play, Crosby has a few yards. And he is pushed back. Now, this is where you got a little bit of a do or die. Part of it's because of the field conditions and the type of offense you run. But if you break one big if you're Piqua, defending the run that close. Because if Crosby gets into the secondary, look out.
Right, exactly. That's what you can't have happen right here. So if you're Edgewood, in my mind, I'm actually trying to hit the edge. They've been going up the middle, it seems like the last 4 or 5 plays. I'm going to try and hit my edge and hit one of those big plays.
6:44 left to go in this one, 21-14. And the pass play is complete, out to the sideline, close to a first down. Did not see that one coming.
Wow. That's got to be maybe only the 3rd or 4th pass we've seen out of Edgewood tonight.
Was that Sullivan?
I think it might have been. Down along the side, it might have been, but I'll tell you what. Wow.
And they move the chains on the pass play.
I didn't see that one coming. That's the beauty of this offense, man.
Well, in any case, the pass play, and I believe that's the first pass completion tonight for Eli Jones, and a big one there. Here's the end around for no gain. But more importantly for Edgewood, they continue to melt the clock.
Yep, that's the name of the game right now. Tick, 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 tick. Just keep ticking those seconds off the clock. And that's really what they're honing in on right now. I'm just going. That might be a play of the game right there. Just that getting that first down on the pass play that nobody saw coming.
2nd and we'll call it 10 on no gain. Again with Crosby off the left side. Behind Halsey and Adkins, and we'll bring up another 3rd down.
I think there was I think it was offensive injury. I see an Edgewood player limping off on the sideline there.
And it'll be quick. They'll reset the clock very soon. In fact, the clock is moving again. 5:20 left to go. Here in this ball game, the Cougars hanging on. This may be a bit of an upset. Piqua is the number 2 team in the state in Division II this year, if you believe the Associated Press. Only behind Kings at season's end a couple weeks ago in the regular season. The pitch back. Nowhere to go, 4th down.
One thing I'm noticing is that the past couple times that they've tried to hit the edge, both of their running backs have kind of slipped and fell in the backfield. So these field conditions are really, really starting to come into play right now, especially just in the last 2 drives for both teams. So that's something we're really going to have to pay attention to. But hey, that's exactly what Piqua needed right there. They just got to capitalize off of this now.
So punting situation. And a big change of field the last time for Piqua on a 70-yarder. This one's a shorter punt. Short of the 50. It'll take an Edgewood roll out to the 42-yard line. So 36 yards on the net, nothing on the return, and 4:16 left to go for Piqua and their 2021 season.
12 game winning streak on the line right here. See what these next 4 minutes bring. They have not been able to do much on offense these last few times out. Edgewood has had their number. really see what they draw up here.
Spot the ball fishing at the 41-yard line. So they need 59 yards to tie this one up, but they've got 4:16 to do it. Now they are a quick strike offense, and they go pistol with the sidecar. They motion Miller and the gift. It's to the running back into space. He's got a first down and more to the 30, inside the 25-yard line, and a big-time run for Jasiah Medley.
Well, they needed that. You'll see right here. He's going to turn off the Jets, tries to go inside, bounces it out, and there it is. We were waiting to see when Jasiah Medley was going to get the ball and burst one out, and there it is. We saw it. Couldn't have come at a better time for Piqua.
39 yards on the gallop. He has crossed the century mark tonight. And the end around Miller has a couple of yards. That was exciting. And we're back in the Cincinnati Reds red zone. For breaking news and behind-the-scenes content, follow the Reds on social. You can find them on Twitter @Reds. Second, and we'll call it 6 after the 4-yard pickup by Miller. It's Medley off right tackle! Inside the 10, first and goal coming up!
I'll tell you what, he was a shoestring tackle away from heading to the end zone. Wow.
So they'll spawn him at the 9, or I beg your pardon, at the 7. At the 7-yard line, a pickup of 9. First and goal, and we'll see if they go right back to Medley. And they do. Jasiah to the goal line, touchdown! We're a point away from big time!
And listen to this crowd. You'll see it on the replay right here. Just up the middle. Boom! Right into the end zone. We were wondering when we were going to see Medley start break out. We were wondering. We knew it was coming. It came at the right time for the Indians, though.
And a very big point after attempt coming up. Jackson Tromley off the hold of Brady Uhl. The point after attempt is good. We are tied with 2:52 to go.
I'll say it this time, mercy. Wow. Wow. You want to see, this is high school football at its finest right here. And this stadium is absolutely rocking. We'll take another look at the touchdown run by Medley. And just a great job. Again, he has that vision. He went inside, nothing was there. It's all about feel and vision. He felt the play, felt where the hole was, got into the end zone for the Indians. And I'll tell you what, he's turned it on, and they have figured it out at the exact right time. You know, this game honestly was always just a one-score game, but it felt like the way that Edgewood was moving the ball, it was dominated by them. And all of a sudden, a few quick-hitting plays, and boom, right there, we got a tie ball game.
4-play drive, 59 yards. It took a minute, as we're counting back, a minute 24 off the clock. So we weren't kidding about the quick strike offense, by the way. Minute 24 off the clock, capped off by the 7-yard touchdown run by Medley, his third. He's got the hat trick tonight. We're tied at 21 after the point after attempt. And by the way, that is now number 35 as far as rushing touchdowns are concerned for Jasiah Medley. He is the real deal. Long boot and out of the end zone touchdown. Want to catch up with you on this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's creeping up there.
Right now, Jasiah Medley, after 3 runs, especially that 39-yarder to start off that last drive, he's got 1,942 yards on the season. He's got 122 tonight.
He'll get there. Curious to see if he gets it tonight. I'd imagine he might.
Well, again, where does this game have to go for him to get it?
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. We're not quite done yet. A few minutes up to go. See what the wing T can do here for Edgewood.
We got a beauty here in Huber Heights tonight. And now Edgewood has to think about running the clock. And now is it Crosby out to the 30-yard line. And we have a flag on the play?
Yes, we do in the backfield back there.
Out at the 16-yard line. Out in the area of holding.
Yep.
That's not good for Edgewood because they're no longer on schedule.
Nope, that's all it takes right there. Off schedule now. Tanner Kemp, the running back, on the holding call there. So that'll set him back, and that was almost a first down play there for them. So that's a huge stop right there.
So first down, they're going to spot the ball just inside the 10-yard line, and to the first man through, and the ball's out. Piqua says they have it. Out at the 16-yard line, they do. With 2:40 to go.
We'll see it right here on the replay. Ball's just going to squirt out right there.
I mean, it was a grease pit.
Yeah. They're right there to fall on it. Wow, what a game. Holy cannoli.
So first and 10 with 2:40 to go. And the game started out much in the same vein with an Edgewood turnover on the first play from scrimmage. Ball's at the opposing 17, and Medley exploding, turning around inside the 15-yard line. He was a step away from breaking it out for his fourth.
Medley again just on the great running play there. Again, he's able to find that quick burst. We said that they were quick hitting offense. Well, it's all about Medley's burst, and he's able to have that burst at the line of scrimmage or when he finds that seam. Now they got to be methodical here. Everybody's got to kind of calm down for Piqua. You got to get in the end zone here. Emotions are running high. Last thing you need here is a turnover.
And Medley again off the left side behind the block of Colton Booker inside the 10-yard line, close to a first down.
Now he's the one running with leverage and dragging people all over the place and dragging people forward for more yards. So they're hitting right at the right time. Now it looks like we're going to have a timeout by Edgewood. Listen to these Piqua fans.
1:54 to play here in regulation. We are tied at 21. Now, we just saw with Edgewood, they became a little conservative a couple drives ago. That really hurt them, and then you get in a situation now where you have a tie ball game, and they coughed up the ball, on a play into the line, and that put Piqua into the red zone automatically. And right now, you have to think about how you manage timeouts to have enough time on the clock if you have to come back from 3 or 7.
Yeah, you really got it. This is where game management, clock management can come into play now for both coaches. So you don't want to necessarily leave Edgewood with as little time as left on the clock. If you're Piqua, if you're Edgewood, you got to start thinking about how am I going to use my timeouts so when I get the ball back, I have as much time left to go if I do have to march down the field and score.
Out of the timeout, doubles to the top side. Booker's an H-back to the right. They reposition Medley, and now they move Booker to the left, and then follow Booker as a first down. Medley needed one. I think he got all of that one, and it's first and goal coming up.
Well, here we go, Jeff. This will be first and goal. That clock just continues to melt down, and they're going to take their time. Why not? You're in control of your Piqua right now. You control your destiny. You have everything is in your control right here.
First and goal from the 7-yard line, and Brady Ewell looking to the sideline.
Seems to be some confusion on the signal getting the play in. 5 seconds on the clock.
They got to hurry, and they get it off, and the give goes to Medley inside the 5 to the goal line. He goes short out at the 1-yard line. A second burst after he broke off an initial tackle, and it's second and goal coming up.
The second effort by Jasiah Medley, I mean, boom, right there, and then that's the wherewithal to have that burst. I mean, just been all over the field. He's done that all night long, all season long for the Indians.
So another 6-yard gain. Do we have another timeout? 46 seconds left to go. And Piqua, oddly enough, has called for a timeout, and the timeouts are even at 1 apiece. We're coming right down to the proverbial wire. How's your heart doing?
Oh, it's there. It's there right now. I'll tell you what, it's weird. My body wants to be out on the field in coach mode again. You're up here in this contained environment. It's kind of different to be in these type of games. But hey, right now for Piqua, you're drawing up your play, and honestly, you might be drawing up a couple different plays here in a couple different scenarios, right? You're going to have a pass play. You're going to have a run play. We're going to say, okay, if this happens, we're going to go here. This happens, we're going to go there. You're going to have a A, B, and C option on your play call sheet, and you're telling that to your team right now. For Edgewood, you're saying, guys, listen, you got to tackle Medley in the backfield. We got to get him stopped. We get him stopped, they're going to have a chance because they really haven't gone anywhere else Piqua has. So, again, good to see what coaching is right here for both squads. Oh, Jeff, here we go, man. This is exciting.
2nd and goal from the 1. And we'll see if we give it to the star of this ball game. Medley is out of the ball game, and the give! Touchdown! Piqua has the lead! Bryson Roberts in relief of Jasiah Medley with 42 seconds left to go has scored the game to go ahead.
Take a look at the replay. Just dives right in. Really a simple play, nothing quite to it, just a straight up power play out of the pistol. Nothing too fancy there, and this is high school football in Ohio at its finest.
Big point after is good. 14 points in this 4th quarter for the number 2 team in the state, the Piqua Indians. And they are 42 seconds away from securing a trip to the Region 8 final. Mercy.
Wow. I mean, this is exactly what you wanted in a regional semifinal game. 2 of the top teams in the region going at it, and it's just been back and forth. Isn't it amazing, though, the momentum shift? It literally was a 5-yard defensive stop in the backfield, and then a fumble play that completely stopped the Edgewood offense in its tracks. Completely stopped it, and then a 70-yard punt to pin them back. I mean, my goodness gracious, Piqua has just turned it on at the exact right time.
5-play drive and soaked up just under 2 minutes, a minute 58, 17 yards. It's the Roberts 1-yard plunge, and the point after is good, 28-21. Piqua with the lead. Trying to preserve a 12-game winning streak. On the line for Edgewood is a 9-game winning streak with 42 seconds left to go, and they've got a timeout to work with here with under a minute to go. So whatever is in your bag of tricks, whether it's maybe perhaps a hook and ladder or some sort of play that will give you a big chunk, it's a big deal. You need a touchdown to tie, and this one will go into the end zone and out of it, touchback. Piqua is making their 13th appearance in the playoffs since 1990. They appeared in the playoffs from 1990 to 94, 1999 through 2001, 06 and 07, 15, and the last 2 years, including this one, 20 and 21. They won their state championship in 2006. That was the year that Brandon Sane was electrifying everyone.
We were talking earlier today about the Ohio State connection in this team. So they know how to have players. They've had players come out, and so we'll get lined up here now for the kickoff.
Well, we just had a kickoff, so I'm trying to see what exactly just happened. It was an offsides call, and so we'll do it again.
I completely missed that one there.
Well, this is what happens when you have announcers looking down at notes and checking things out and making sure. So we're thankful for the help here in the press box. 28-21, the Indians have the lead with 42 ticks left to go. I would imagine this being nothing else but another deep kick. And sure enough, this one will be returned from the 1. 10 out to the middle of the field to the 15. You're almost better off letting this one go into the end zone. Yep. And this one comes out to the 20 with 37 seconds left to go.
So right now, if you're Piqua, what you need to tell is, hey, listen, everything, you got to keep the ball in front of you. Everything has to be in front. when you're going up against a wing team, offense, it's not designed to pass. I think we've seen all of 4 passes from Edgewood tonight. That's just off the top of my head. I don't think I'm that far off on that. So again, this is a team that's not designed to go downfield. So that's why everything at the linebacker core and the safeties, you got to keep the ball in front of you.
37 seconds left to go. Eli Jones throws, and it is complete out at the 24-yard line. Is it?
Yeah, it is.
And they'll have to clock the ball. So that's a tough one here on the reception. And it was Lane Howell getting the reception. His older brothers, Lincoln and Landon, had graduated in successive years in the years immediately preceding us. But Lane will have another year to play here at Edgewood. So they clock the ball, and it's 3rd down. 3rd down with 23 seconds left to go. Deep drop with time. Jones with a home run out to the far side. It is picked off at the 50-yard line. Piqua is going to hang on and win this one. Picked off by Aiden Meyer, and that's going to be the game winner.
What a game. Wow. Oh, man. That's a classic, this high school football game. Don't know if we had it on the replay there or not, but we'll see it right here. And again, this is not what the wing tee offense is designed to do. Intercepted right there, and listen to this crowd, Jeff.
One more, and that's it. Piqua has moved on. 28-21, the final tonight. A comeback fashion. They scored twice in the 4th to take a win away from Edgewood, who ends their season at 9-3. What a finish!
Wow. I mean, just truly amazing game. Way to come back. Both teams. I mean, what a hard-fought win for Piqua. For Edgewood. Like I said, it was really a stop in the backfield and a fumble that really kind of stopped their offense dead in their tracks. And from that point forward, it was all Piqua after that.
Unreal. I'm still in shock of what has happened here tonight in this ball game. Edgewood was in control of this game with about 6.5 minutes left to go. They had a score lead, and they were taking care of the ball, and it was simple dive plays up the middle. They got stopped, and all of a sudden it was a quick, big time run by Jasiah Medley that set up the next touchdown to tie, and then the subsequent turnover swung the tide completely back over to Piqua.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head. You're 100% right. This game was dominated by Edgewood really from, honestly from the start of the game. Even on that fumble that they had to start the game, it was still they picked up 8 yards on that play. So again, Edgewood the entire night just methodically was moving the ball down the field, and then in a blink of an eye, it went away. And then you're able to pin them back deep. I mean, my goodness. I mean, just hats off to Piqua. They never stopped. They kept executing. They kept fighting, and it paid off for them at the end.
Piqua, a touchdown winner. We're time to select our Headlines play of the night, powered by Headlines Apparel. Partner, what's your pick?
Well, there weren't too many to pick from, but I'm going to go a little bit different here tonight. I'm going to say that 70-yard punt by Jackson Trombley. If you look at that and what happened after that, that shut them down. You pinned them all the way back. A 70-yard punt, probably one of the longest we've seen all year long. That's my play of the game right there, because it's those special teams play that just absolutely shut down this Edgewood offense for that last really half quarter in the 4th.
Well, I'll tell you mine tonight honestly was the 3rd touchdown, the tying touchdown by Jasiah Medley, because I thought, even before the turnover on the subsequent drive by Edgewood, I thought that turned the tide immediately. Now, you can also point to that big, long run that Medley had to set it up, but I thought this 3rd touchdown. In any case, our play of the night is powered by Headlines Apparel. So as we begin to start to wrap this one up, Medley was a revelation. He was everything that we thought of. You and I tracked him all night. He ran for 137 yards and 3 scores. He finishes the night as a season total at 1957. He'll get a chance to break the 2,000-yard mark next week in the Region 8 final.
And just kind of look at here. Oh, wow, it is a good one. Winton Woods 35, LaSalle 25. That's into the fourth quarter right now.
So they're on a collision course with Winton Woods. And this game, this Region 8 final, because it's Piqua and it's a school from Cincinnati, it's likely to be back here at Wayne or some other middle-of-the-road site. Partner, this was an amazing one. How's your heart doing?
Oh, it's there, I think. It's there, but, man, I'll tell you, this is, like I said, this is Ohio high school football at its finest. It's a cold, wet, rainy night. The crowd was unbelievable. They were loud. They were excited. I mean, this was just an awesome environment to be in. I mean, I can't wait to see where we are next week.
Week 14 coming up. I don't know where we'll be exactly next week, but the region finals are next weekend. We can't have them. Partner, it's been fun, and we'll call this one tonight and try to take some lithium on our way home and make sure that we don't have no palpitations.
Check the pulse there. Check the pulse a little bit.
Absolutely. Fun one tonight here. This game took 2 hours and 15 minutes to complete. Again, the final tonight, 28-21 on a Roberts 1-yard plunge with 42 seconds left to go in the game for the game winner for Piqua. It was an amazing game here tonight. Thanks go out to our staff here tonight. Joe Meehan produced us. Ian Callmeyer made sure that you got a chance to see it on video. Again, the final 28-21. Wherever we'll be for the region final, well, we can't wait for that here next week. As Piqua moves on, unbeaten in 13 tries in 2021, Edgewood falls and finishes their season at 9-3. For Uncle Kevin Zilch, I'm Geoff Kim. Good night from Huber Heights.